Welcome back to Bombastic Nation and Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant and I'm back with some more vibes for all your Ting, Thank you all for tuning in with me. Thanks for all the comments and stuff like that. Big ups to the people who suggest videos for me to watch. Keep suggesting them, okay? We back with the Canada Heritage Minutes. And this, the one we start up with is Osborne of Hong Kong. I ain't gonna keep you all long. Let's YouTube and simmer and check this out.
Listen, they never sent us any bloody jeeps, never mind artillery. Stop the Japs! The Japs are all over them! We're going outside now before they burn the place down! Come on, lads! Osborne, give us the cover! Sir! He's down, sir! Boston's down! So's Hennessy! All right, fix bayonets! We move on to my orders! Grenade! Grenade! Grenade!
Our troops in Hong Kong were the first Canadians to see combat in the Second World War, and the war's first Victoria Cross for Canada was awarded posthumously to Sergeant Major John Osborne of Winnipeg.
This is the part of war I'm talking about here. I know it's a reenactment, but can you imagine being there and seeing that? Can you just imagine watching somebody explode and their body parts going everywhere? It's not a pretty sight. Stays with you. Stays with you.
No. I'm telling you, I was in a German prison camp for 4 years.
What's going on here, Sergeant? Claims she's a Canadian, sir, but she could be a German spy. What's your name, lady?
Mona Parsons.
Mona Parsons? From Wolfville. It's me, Harry Foster. Gosh, what happened to you?
I was in the resistance. The Gestapo caught me.
Darauf besteht die Todesstrafe durch Erschießen.
Meine Herren, guten Morgen.
Dear lady, you have great courage. I recommend you appeal the sentence.
Living in Holland during the war, Mona Parsons had helped downed Allied airmen get back to Britain.
I will escape.
And she did escape, and back in Nova Scotia after the war, she married General Harry Foster.
Oh wow, that's a cool story there. That's a cool story there, y'all. This woman was just living there, joined the resistance, end up getting captured and thing. See, this is why I'm liking these series here, man, right there. I would never know these stories. And I know there's thousands and thousands of them out there, and just the unlikely heroes, and it's unlikely because of the time, these ladies, man. But that's understandable because it's a nice mixture of courage and compassion. Very few people have those together, courage and compassion. Because everybody's wanting to be a warrior, so courage supersedes compassion, so people just do crazy stuff anymore, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's keep going here.
That's Spitfire delivery from Coventry, sir. Sounds like you're at the ground, but it can't be.
Nobody could fly in this suit. I don't know. He's right. It is a Spitfire.
Hang on. Landed. You missed. Lads! Some landing, sir. There's many chaps that even fly on a day like this.
Oh, yeah.
It's breaking up. We've got another one this afternoon.
No idea, sir. Ma'am.
179 ferry assignments. I suppose your dream is to break 200.
You know what my dream is? Go home when this is all over.
Yeah.
On a grass strip somewhere in Ontario. Teach flying.
The car is ready.
Gentlemen?
Mary Eleanor would achieve her dream and become the first woman in Canada to run a flying school.
Nobody could do it, huh? Nobody could fly in this awful weather, he says. Yeah, no, and the surprise on their faces back then when they realized a lady steps out. And she's calm and collect, I bet. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Let's keep going. Telepon eh.
I wanted the day off. I knew they wouldn't leave me alone. But I couldn't let the guys down.
No helmets.
That night in 1944, Montreal beat Detroit 9-1. Maurice Rocket Richard scored 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists. A legend was born.
Oh yeah. I need to go to a hockey game. Maybe I'll wait till I visit Canada to go to a hockey game.
This is the BBC. Here is the news. Dauntless Canadian troops beat back hitherto invincible German forces on Normandy's Juno beach today.
And this is Canadian Armed Forces Radio. For something that really matters. That great hit by Toronto's own Ruth Lowe.
It's the most terrifying song, I can tell you that.
Lombardi would continue to play a prominent role in our popular culture for another half century. But not before he and the men of the 7th Canadian Infantry had earned the world's gratitude for what they did at Juno Beach.
Everybody, musicians, women, doctors, everybody seemed to have fought in that war. A sense of urgency. I wonder if that same sense of urgency will happen now. I mean, everything is so polarized, you know, who is who, what is what. But then again, I bet during those times, the same questions were coming up. Who is who believe what? I wonder if it's the same type of confusion that we have in today with all the craziness that's going on around us. Pandemic, wars are starting. I reckon it's the same panic because, you know, it's humans. But is the, ouch, burned myself, is the thinking politically the same, you know? Andrew Mynarski.
Mynarski, Brophy, get some sleep. We have a mission in exactly 6 hours.
Good night, sir.
I can't hold it, man! Everybody down now! It's no use for us, the damn thing's jammed! Mynarski, jump, that's an order! I gotta get Brophy clear! Jump, for God's sake, before it explodes!
Tail gunner Brophy, trapped in his turret, miraculously survived the crash to tell of the heroism of Andrew Mynarski, VC, who died of his burns.
Wow, craziness. People sacrifice for others all the
Please,
time.
if you'll just listen to me, the government is doing absolutely
Oh, don't know what's going on with this issue here.
Every one of these men and some of these women have put their lives at stake for this country. And some of them have come home too. Well, they've had no homes to come home to. Is that any way to treat citizens that have gone through what we've gone through?
Mister, what about no-cost mortgages?
Mortgages? These people don't even have a down payment.
You could reduce the down payment to a token level. Call it over.
I've just had an idea, but I need you to help me get their attention.
Within days, an order in council boosted veteran housing to 10,000 units and launched the country's post-war boom. The sheer moral force of the returning vets had prevailed.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. How I see it is, no vet should fall through the cracks. None. Some of them is hard to help because they have so much issues when they come back. They just take off and they become like shadows. Who's seeking them out and trying to find out if they need anything? I know there's some people doing it, but it doesn't seem like higher ups care. And of course there's those who walk around, especially around here, begging for money, proclaiming to have fought and and is a veteran and all of that, to get money off of people. I think they call it stolen valor here. But yeah, and here's the thing, I don't even, listen, if somebody went off and fought and they were actually in combat, let's clarify that they're actually in combat, their kids should have free college education. Some kind of gratitude. I know they have, the GI Bill here. I don't hear much about it anymore. I don't know if that's what it's called. But, hook up the next generation too. At least the next generation. That way they could help the generation after them. After, if somebody fought for the country, after a while, they should be living their people, their legacies, or whatever you want to call it, should be living nice because of the contribution. You put your life on the line, you should be taken care of. Gangsters do it. Granted, they turn around and kill each other anyway, but the point is, while they're alive, they hook them up. So why can't legitimate governments or organizations help the ones, and I know there's people helping. I'm not going to act like if there's no help for them. I know there's people helping. I have friends that do it. But it should be more of an urgent type of thing. Because, if it gets to the point where so many people are seeing other people who aren't treated with respect when they come back from a war, and that's just not here, that's all over the world, they ain't gonna want to fight for a country that's not treating them right when they put their life on the line, come back without limbs or without eyesight or without speech. You gotta take care of those people, man. First of all, we gotta not have wars. Or, I digress. Try not to have wars. You know what I'm saying and thing? Jackie Robinson?
Hey, Mr. Ricky.
Boys, I want you to meet someone. Outstanding athlete, a former second lieutenant in the United States Army, and your new second baseman, Jackie Robinson.
No, I did not know that.
The second baseman, Jackie Robinson.
Is that where he played his first game? Out the park, baby. Oh, they're gonna hit him.
Record numbers of cheering Montrealers helped Jackie Robinson break baseball's color bar that year. He never forgot the city that launched his journey to baseball's Hall of Fame.
I learned something new today. I don't know much about baseball, but I know a lot about Jackie Robinson and stuff, you know what I mean? But that's pretty cool. In Canada. All of something else, boy. That's pretty cool.
No. Mr. Humphrey, this Universal Declaration of Human Rights that you are trying to impose.
Mrs. Roosevelt and I only drafted the declaration. It will be up to you and your fellow delegates to adopt or reject.
But what you are proposing is that individual human rights should override a nation's legislation.
Well, that the state would no longer be above the law.
C'est absurde. It would compromise the very sovereignty of the Republic.
Yes, I believe it will.
Mr. President, in conclusion, I thank the court for allowing me to speak. I would like to reiterate that I believe my country's employment legislation discriminates against me because of my disability, and this violates the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Mr. President, our country's legislation was arrived at democratically. It is an expression.
Say, isn't that the Canadian who actually wrote the Declaration of Human Rights?
Cool. The Declaration of Human Rights. We should just afford those to people instead of having to have institutions to do it.
We'll build it right here in Toronto. And now you guys, my guys, are saying that it can't be done, that they were right.
Now that's the rocket that we used to get the monologue to speed, and then the onboard sensor tells us.
Come on, baby.
Damn it! But we did it according to your specs. The specs changed.
Although the government cancelled the project and destroyed the prototypes, the Avro Arrow remains for Canada a world benchmark in aerospace achievement.
Oh wow, crazy. Canada did all of that too. That's crazy. You would think I'd know more about Canada than I
Now
do.
is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer.
Alec, dear, since this is one of his most famous speeches, I think it is incumbent upon the 805 for Toronto.
Chamber of Commerce guy said to me, Patterson, Stratford has always been a railroad town. And I said, yeah, but I'm planning to change that.
Well, we'll have to hold the curtain until 8:10.
Conscience hath 1,000 several tongues, and every tongue brings in a several tale, and every tale condemns me for a villain. Perjury in the highest degree, foul murder in the direst degree.
When Tom Patterson brought Richard III to a leaky tent in Stratford, Ontario, they started a love affair with festivals that still goes on. The Montreal Jazz, the Toronto International Film Festival, the Yorktown, the Shaw, the innumerable faces of Festival Canada.
I'm just racking up the bucket list for Canada here. You know that, right?
Teletype and national television. From one end of the country to the other like that. 4,000 miles of microwave links instead of thousands of tons of copper wire.
Yes, but $50 million, Mr. Eby. Oh my.
They also laughed at my experimental TV 20 years ago. Maybe they were right. But a single system for television and for telephones, that's the future. We're with you, Tom.
I don't have the people.
You hire students. Train them.
$20 million more, Tom. Maybe 10? Here, you need a cable car to get all that up there.
Cable car. That's great. We'll build a cable car.
My man is going all out.
Tom Eady would complete the longest microwave network in the world.
Hello, this is Montreal. How may I help you? One moment, sir. We'll transfer you to Vancouver.
You know, watching all these things, I wonder how much my little island got in lieu of, you know, ideas and things that were created in Canada. I wonder how much of it. Well, when you come to think of it, a lot of everyday things made it there too. But it would be nice to know, well, that there came from Canada. That would be nice to know.
Refus global. Come on, that was in 48. Fear of prejudice, fear of public opinion, of total condemnation, fear of finding yourself alone without God. It's enough to make you sick to your stomach when you see all of the rewards given to appalling cruelty, the threats, to mindless successes, to the manufacture of mountains of useless goods. Life goes on. The important thing is to be able to create. Isn't it? Refus global. A piece of paper cost me a lot. Forced to finish his days in exile. The poor artist. There. Étoile noire.
A manifesto decrying the stifling conditions of Quebec society in the 40s was written by a group of artists led by Paul-Émile Bordua.
You know, where are those artists now? Those people that would, like, what's her name? Frida Kahlo and this gentleman that we just hear there, who had some kind of social awareness. Now politics is taking over everything, so you have artists just going off on political diatribes. But somebody with a succinct understanding and compassion, music could be it, but everybody wants to bump and grind, and if you get serious, you hear them say, man, that's some righteous stuff or something like that, but they don't listen. They want to hear WAP, they want to hear, I get to do what I want, you know what I mean? And photography, so, and even there's no, I guess there's a painters. I was more aware of it when I was in college because my ex got a master's in art. So I know a lot about art because of that. But, where are the artists and stuff who had that revolutionary thinking, you know what I mean? And that now they're just picking sides and insulting this one and insulting that one, and everybody's roasting everybody, but nobody's saying anything about peace and love. And reggae does. Reggae does. Almost everybody who do a reggae album at least have one song talking about peace and love, or stop the war on it. Anyway, let's keep going here. Maurice Roddick. What's taking you so long, buddy?
It was back in '58. 7 of us were trapped together in the mine after the bump. We lay by a pipe to breathe. My leg was broken. Percy was dying beside me. But I said, "Come on, boys, the Lord is watching for us." And I started singing, and we all sang. 8.5 days, no food. Even drank our own, And I just happened to shout into that pipe when the dragomen were passing by. Some good folks in the U.S. gave all us survivors a free holiday in the South. Said I couldn't stay with the others because of my color. The boys were going to refuse, but I said no. We'll all have a holiday, then we'll be together again. And we were. 74 died in that bump. But that was life around the Spring Hill mines. Closed now. So much death. But my, didn't we sing those hymns together?
Okay, that was really good there, Thank you for watching this with me. Keep those comments coming. You understand what I say? Keep the comments coming. Y'all take care of each other, alright? Cool runnings.